So again, as I said before, all you're gonna need today is just some weights. Cans and or water bottles are also totally fine. I would, in fact, suggest not making them too heavy. If you do have dumbbells or something super heavy, keep them on the slightly lighter side, especially for the first exercise, and the rest of it all can be done with body weight and the chair that we're also using. So again, if you haven't warmed up, let's just do a little bit of some movement, some warm-ups. Always important to make sure that the body is not completely cold before we do any exercise, but especially when we're doing a heavy full body exercise, do not want to go into it with really tight and cold muscles. That's how we get injured. Same thing applies to climbing. So when we do eventually go back, make sure that you do an off-the-wall warm-up before your on-the-wall warm-up, and make sure that it's extensive and not just 2 minutes long. So how's everyone doing today? It's Monday, beginning of the week. That always kind of motivates me for a workout, although right now schedules are kind of weird. It doesn't really feel like the beginning of the week in the same way that it normally does. So I'm kind of just motivated randomly no matter what throughout the week. Hi everyone who's just joining us. There's going to be a pinned comment the whole time, basically just telling you what you're going to need in case you just join us. It's just going to be weights. You can use cans, you can use water bottles, whatever you have. Keep warming up, keep moving legs and arms, and you also just need a chair. I'm going to use a weight bench that I have here. Don't need a weight bench, chairs are totally fine. I just have it because it's easier for you guys to see when I'm stepping on it and doing whatever we need to be doing today. So again, just keep warming up, and we're going to start in a minute. Hi everyone who's just joining us. I'm Jess, I'm a personal trainer and a climbing instructor. I'm going to be doing a full body functional strength training workout today, and also as we're doing these movements, some of them are big movements, some of them are hard movements. If they're really hard, I will give modifications just off the bat, but if you need anything or have an injury, just let me know and I can always modify something for you. Alright, so I'm going to show you the first movement. We're going to use some weight for it, just in one hand, so only need weight on one side. We're going to be doing a kneel to squat. So what that looks like is we're starting in the kneeling position. One hand is holding the weight up, other hand is out balancing, and then we're going to step up into a squat, back down into the kneel. So when I step up into the squat, I'm only going to the bottom of that squat and coming back down. I'm not just jumping all the way up, like from here all the way up into a squat. We want to stay at the bottom of the squat. It's where we're building the muscle. It's where we're building the stability. It's also really important to keep the core super tight, so sucked in towards the spine during this because we want to stay upright. So we're going to have weight in one hand for the first 5, and then we're going to switch for the next 5. All right? So kneel to squats. Going to do 3 sets. Hi everyone who's just joining us. Grab some weights. You can use dumbbells, you can use cans, you can use water bottles, and also a chair. All right, so weight in this hand. Start in that kneeling position. Keep core really tight. Don't let this hand wave or move or fall down. Keep it up nice and straight. Up into the squat, back down. Good. Back down. Keep core really tight. 3, 4. Should feel it also in your shoulder and your back for stabilize. All right, switch sides. Up, hand out. There. Good. I like to go up with the other foot once I switch. Keep that core tight. Don't shake. Don't lean forward. 4 and 5. Good. All right, we're going to repeat that 2 more times, but we're going to superset. So from that, we're going to just go to foot touches on opposite feet, but in a squat position. So squat and touch, and hands up, squat and touch. It's very similar to a rocket jump. We're just taking out the high impact of the jump, but full squat into it. It's also going to open up the hips for the rest of the exercise. Keep going. Going to do 10 on each side. Good, keep going. Can't bear weight on my knee. Okay, so that's good modification. If you can't put weight on your knees, I'm gonna just have you squat and hold the weight in one hand. So here, down and up, down, up, switch, keep it upright. And if you have an actual knee injury, Just also be aware of how deep you're squatting. It doesn't have to be super deep. So if your knee hurts to bend really low, don't go past 90 degrees. Keep it up, squat here. Even if you squat here, it's totally fine. You're still gonna build those quad muscles. Right now, what we're trying to do is just work on the stability. So keep the core super tight, arm really straight, and chest up. All right, take a second. Then we're gonna go for that second set. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Back down, hand up, and up. 1, 2. If you have a knee issue or you can't put weight on your knee, just squat instead, like I showed before. So just be like this, down, up. Good, switch sides. 5 on the other side, same thing. Nice and stable. Good. 3, 2 more. 1 more. Good. All right, weight down and then those toe touches. All right, so squat all the way into it, hands up. Squat all the way into it, hands up. This is what it looks like from the side. All the way into a squat. Again, if you have any knee pain, just modify your squat. It doesn't have to be that deep. Good. 10 on each side. Keep going. Breathe out on the way up. Good. Breathe out. Good. 4 more. Don't make it too fast either. Really control it. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Good. All right, we're gonna do 1 more set of those. How are they feeling so far? I like to start with something like this or something like a squat to press on a full body day. Just kind of gets everything going and make sure that all of our muscles are fired up and warm and ready for the next step. And also in between sets, make sure you're grabbing water. Hi everyone who's just joining us. We are just starting. We just started our first one. Feels good? Great. And if you don't know, just pin to the bottom. That comment tells you what you need. Just weights. You can use cans, you can use dumbbells, you can use water bottles, and also a chair. All right, ready for the last set? Let's give it all we got. Okay, weight up, hand out, core super tight and stable. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 more on that side. Good, other side, switch hands. Up and down. Good. 2. Core tight, don't lean forward. Good. 1 more. Good. All right, stand up right into those toe taps. Up, squat into it. Up, squat into it. Good. Gonna go for 10. Breathe out on the way up. So here. Good. Again, go as low as you can that's comfortable, but if you have any knee pain or any knee issues, just go into like a quarter squat. Still gonna work the quads. Still gonna push your body. Good. Nice. Almost there. Keep going. Big reach up. A nice lean down. Keep that core tight on the lean down as well. Good. 1 more. Nice. All right. Gonna go for some arm and core next. You can move your weight to the side for a little bit. Gonna use the chair and the floor. So we're gonna do another superset. As you saw in that first set, we did a superset. It's just where you do 2 workouts back to back. I like to do supersets at home. They just push your body a little bit harder without having the heavy weight to substitute in. So we're gonna do for arms now and core. So we're gonna do an elbow to hand plank up. So you're gonna be in plank position. I'll show it to you from both the front and the side. So here, and we're gonna go onto the elbows and the forearms and push up. back down, push up. You want to keep the core super tight so it's stabilizing you and you're not having to put all of your weight on one side just to get the other side up. I'll show it to you from the side too. So full plank position, up, up, down, up, up, down, down. If that's really hard, you can also do it on knees. Here, 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 here. But I recommend if you do it on knees to add a mat under your knees because you're putting a lot of pressure on there. We're gonna go for 15 of those, all right? So again, make sure your core is really tight and try to avoid rocking from side to side as much as possible. Ready? 3, 2, 1, 15, all the way through. So up, up, down, down. Doesn't matter which hand you go up with first, as long as you're keeping the core tight and stabilizing. 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe out on the way up. 8, 9, 10. 5 more. You should feel it in your core and your arms. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Nice. All right. So we're going to push our arms even further by using that chair. So, chair is going to be here. We're going to do incline push-ups. So, feet all the way out. Press in. Back up. Ideally, we want to get to tricep push-ups because we're going to work more muscle groups and they're cleaner. So that means the elbows will be in. But if that's super hard, wide grip is totally okay. So that just means that your hands are wide, pushing in, pushing back up. You want to breathe out on the way up on the push-up, and you want to make sure that your core is super tight so the back doesn't start caving in. So I'll be here, in, back up. If that feels really hard, just walk your feet in a little bit and come from right above it. Less weight will be on your arms, all right? So we're going to go for 10 of these. Breathe out on the way up, keep core super tight and pulled in towards your spine. And let's go for it in 3, 2, 1. Breathe out, 1, good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, good. All right, how did that feel? Let me know if anything hurts, particularly in a weird area, like on the push-ups. If you're feeling it too much in your shoulders, that's not good. It means you're probably leaning too far forward and not pulling back with your shoulders. And same thing with the plank ups. Let me know if you're feeling it in your arms and your core. That should be the only place you're feeling it. Plank ups definitely work the shoulders, so that's totally fine. You should also feel it in the forearms and a little bit in the biceps on the push-ups. Harder than normal push-ups. So sometimes incline feels easier, but because we're probably all on pretty low inclines, we have a chair, we have a bench, nothing that's high like a wall, you have to be really stable when you push down. Sometimes you have a little bit of momentum when you're on the ground. Here, I'm controlling more on my way up and on my way down. But there's less weight on your arms. The plank ups are tricky coordination-wise. Yeah, because we're pushing up without necessarily having like a nice stable position or momentum. We're pushing up from this kind of a position. Normally we're used to moving around on our hands, not our forearms. Definitely tricky coordination-wise, but the more you do them, the easier they get. They used to feel super hard for me. I feel it in my forearms. Oh yeah, good. That's what we want. Yeah, so on the plank ups again, just try and focus a lot on your core. You should be starting to feel it in your core, especially when we get to a high number like 15. Again, if 15, like you have any issues or you have like shoulder pain, if 15 feels really hard, like you get to 10 and then you start feeling it somewhere else other than your core, other than your forearms and your arms, then you can take down the reps a little bit. All right, ready? Gonna go for a set 2. Again, keep core super tight. Keep the arms stable by not rocking too much, and keep the weight as central as possible with that core. 3, 2, 1, set 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. 9. Breathe out. 10, 11. Good. 12. 3 more. 2 more. Good. 1 more. Nice. All right. Now that we know what we're doing, right into those incline push-ups. So hands on the bench, feet out, core tight. Don't let that back sink in at all. And down. 1, 2. Breathe out. Big breath out. 3, 4, 5, 6. Almost there. 4 more. Keep going. Good. You're almost there. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Nice job, everyone. All right, we've got 1 more set. Take a few seconds to rest. Grab some water. Where are we feeling it the most now? Forearms. Hope you're feeling your core a little bit. Let me know if you're not feeling your core. Then we probably need to make a slight adjustment. Yeah, and also the incline push-ups will also feel worse because we are supersetting. So our arms are already tired. Core. Yes, core is on fire. That's what we want. That's what I want to hear. Adaptation for wrist pain. So yeah, if you have wrist pain, there's a few things we can do. So on the plank ups, you can either, if the wrist pain is really bad, you can do them on your knees to take some of the weight off, or we can just focus on core movement without necessarily rocking back and forth on one wrist. Usually if you have wrist pain, this hurts more because we're going all the way onto one wrist. So if it hurts really bad, do them on the knees. But if that's still not feeling good, then we can make an adjustment in plank form by just doing shoulder taps. Let me know, does your wrist hurt no matter what in plank position, or is it because we're pushing up from them? Like if you just hold a plank, does it hurt? And if it does, then I can give you a second adjustment where we could do all forearms. And also for the push-ups, if you're feeling wrist pain and you have a chair, you can grab it on the side of the chair like this. So instead of having it flat, you can grab the side of the chair and dip down. It's a little less hard on the wrists, or just wide grip in general is less hard on the wrists. Not only when pushing up and down, yeah. So if you don't feel it at all in plank position, try the shoulder taps. If that's still bad, I'm gonna have you just in plank position like this. So forearms down only. Let me move back a little bit so the comments don't get in the way. Then you're gonna lift a hand up, back down, lift a hand up, back down. So just in forearm switching, like this. But try the shoulder taps first. They're a little harder and they're gonna hit your core more than the flat planks. How do your wrists feel on the push-ups? Shoulders, good. Yeah, shoulders should definitely feel super tired. Gonna go for 1 more set. We're gonna go in a few seconds. Get ready, give it your all. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, and let's go for it. Okay, forearm to plank, or if you have wrist pain, just do this, do shoulder taps. Same principle applies where you should have the core super tight to avoid rocking back and forth, all right? Okay, keep going, go to 15, same thing. Breathe out on the way up. Good. Nice. Almost there. Good. Nice. All right, last set of those push-ups. Again, core tight. Arms tight to your side if you can for tricep push-ups. If not, totally fine to do wide grip. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 1 more. Good. All right, give it a little rest. If you do have wrist pain, or even if you don't, do some wrist circles. Always really good to keep those wrists warm and keep them moving, especially if you feel tight. So I like to do circles. I like to do up and downs and side to side just to get everything nice and warm and moving. Grab some water. Next thing we're gonna do is grab some weight. I'll show it to you while you're all resting. Make sure you're drinking water. It's gonna be a little more leg heavy, but we are gonna use our shoulders again, so give them a good rest and a good shake out. All right, so we're gonna go for a side lunge into a front raise. So, gonna be here, up, twist, up, twist, back together. Same thing on the other side. So with a side lunge, you wanna be all the way into that squat position. You're not gonna be below your knee like a normal squat. You're just gonna be slightly above it. So here, legs should be all the way out. Sometimes I get a foot up just so I can sit more into it. Again, this will also vary depending on how tight your hamstrings are, how low you can go. But we're just gonna be here, down, raise it, twist, 2 on each side. Down, twist, twist, back together. So 2 twists on each side, and then we're gonna do 5 on each side in total. All right, ready? So grab your weight, your can, whatever you have. If you have something super light like a can, you can use 2 of them if you feel like it's not challenging. But you're gonna feel it in your shoulders, especially after a few reps and especially after we just did those shoulder planks. All right, ready? So shoulders back, sit into your side lunge, raise it up, twist, raise it up, twist, back together. Other side, up, twist, back together. Here, twist, really sit into it. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings too. That means you're low enough. Good. 2, twist, twist, back together, raise it up, twist just to shoulder height, and keep that core tight so you don't lean too far forward. Good. Nice, other side. Sit into that side, twist, twist, 1 more. Good. Twist, other side, all the way into it, up. This last one, and twist, good. Really hitting the shoulders today, but are really important muscles, especially for climbing. We power through our shoulders so often. How's that feeling for everyone? Do you feel it in your shoulders? Do you feel it in your hamstrings? Do you feel it in your quads? And if you're not feeling it too much in your shoulder, then you can add a little bit of weight to what you're holding. Maybe you change it to books or something a little heavier. But you should feel it after this many reps anyway, and especially after the planks. More in my core than in my legs. That's totally fine. Side lunges tend not to tire out my legs as much as regular lunges or as much as squats. They're just more of a stretch, and then you feel them tomorrow and you're like, why am I so sore over here? Oh yeah, I did side lunges. But that's totally fine. Really glad that you're feeling in your core. That means you're super stable with it, and that means you're keeping it really tight, Nikki, which I love. All of the above, good. That's what we want. If you're feeling none of the above, then let me know. We have to adjust for sure. All right, let's go for a second set. Let's work those shoulders, work that core, and work those legs. All right, so again, into the side, up, twist, up, twist. Bring it together. Other side. Twist, up, twist. Again, I'm going to show you from the side also. Keep going. Stay this upright. I don't want to see here. All right, keep going. Side, up. A slight lean forward is totally fine. I just don't want your weight to be mostly forward. You should keep it mostly central over your hips by keeping your core really tight. Good. Nice. Up. Shoulder height. Keep the core tight. Nice run there. All right. Other side. Sit into that lunge. Good. All right, we're gonna do one more set of those, but take a few seconds. And then we're gonna do a nice full body movement again after that. So a lot of today is full body movements. Even when we're doing like specifically arms or specifically legs, we are using the whole body, and pretty much on everything we do, we are using the core, which is super important, a super big part of functional training and learning to engage your whole body while you work out, not just a specific muscle group. So even if I'm doing bicep curls, which we will do later, I want to keep everything tight and stable. So that means my shoulders are back. That means my core is tight. We're going to talk about all this. I like these. I like the balance of going in and out of lunges. Yeah, so everything that we're doing like this, where you have a nice full movement, I'm glad you like them, where you step out of something, come back in, and you have a weight added to that, which is moving in a different plane of motion. So the weight's moving here, and our side steps are moving laterally like that. It means the core has to really engage to keep everything nice and tight and upright, which are some of the best movements because we want to make sure the core is always engaged, and we want to make sure that we're stabilizing everything that we do. That just means we're progressing as exercise people, but we're also progressing as athletes. It's a big part of climbing, especially getting to a higher level with climbing, is learning not just to do a move, but learning to engage your body and engage certain parts of your body on specific moves. All right, go for one more set. Again, shoulders back, core tight, step out, up, down, good. Step to the side, core tight, up and twist, good. Twist, twist, good. 2, 3 more. Keep that core nice and tight, and don't go above shoulder height with these. We want to keep it controlled. I want to keep it all in the shoulders. We don't want to have to swing into it, which usually happens when you go above shoulder height. Good. 2 more. Nice. All the way down into that lunge. Breathe out. 1 more. Good. Other side. Nice. All right. Those are done. Take a drink of water. Also, big question I have for all of you. How do you feel breathing on all of these big compound movements? Do you feel like you're breathing at all? Do you feel like your breathing is helping you? Do you have an idea of where to breathe and when to breathe? Because it's a thing super important when we're working out, super important when we're climbing, something we should talk about if we don't know what we're supposed to be doing and when we're doing it. All right, especially in a big movement like that, there's multiple points which you should be taking your breath. So, breathing out on the front raise, twist, breathing out here, and breathing out a third time when we come back together. So there's 3 points of breathing. It's always on the effort. So it doesn't really take a lot of effort for us to sit into it, but then it takes effort for us to raise and twist. Breathe back in, breathe back out, raise and twist, and breathe back out when we come together. I constantly hold my breath and get frustrated when I can't even seem to breathe out when I'm supposed to. I'm always struggling to remember where yeah. It's one of the hardest things. If I'm doing a really hard exercise and I'm pushing myself to the limit, I have to still remind myself all the time that I should be breathing. And then things get better, but it's just about muscle memory. So the best way for me to always remember is breathing out on the effort. So effort always means when you're kind of pushing against gravity, you're pushing where your body wants to go. So on a front raise, gravity wants us just to bring it down. So we don't need to breathe out there because we don't need to help the effort. but the effort is coming up for that front raise. Same thing with the side lunge. We don't really need to breathe here because gravity is just pulling us down, but the breathing out will help us push back up. So it's all of that. I usually exhale on the peak of movement or on a hard move. Yeah, so that's also a good way to remember it when you have a combo move, and also a good way to remember it on the wall, because we don't necessarily have like my arm just moves here and then I move here, you know, it's not as stiff, it's all more one motion. So something like that is a good way to remember it. Like if we're going for a dyno, breathe out as soon as you let go and go for it. It's difficult to make it consistent, I can't remember. Yeah, that just takes like repetitive patterns and keeping like a mental note of it every time, and eventually your body will just start doing it naturally. But it takes a while. Same thing, like I would always say breathing and engaging your core kind of takes the longest for your body to start muscle memory on, but eventually it happens. And it feels really good when you just do it naturally, but it's the hardest in the beginning. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is corkscrews. Let me just move my bench a little bit out of the way. So we're gonna be in a plank position like this, and then we're gonna bring our leg all the way out and touch, back to plank, all the way out and touch. So I'll show you what that looks like from the side also. Out and touch, here, out and touch. If that feels too hard, or the twisting all the way out feels really hard on your knees, you can just, on your wrists, you can just switch it to mountain climbers, but drunken mountain climbers, which means you add the twist to it. So same thing, plank position, and then you can just bring the leg in and cross. So it's like a regular mountain climber, but instead of going straight up, you're crossing through. So if it feels too hard, that's what you can do instead. What? Yeah, so it's a big combo move, but really good for core stability and learning to use your whole body together, and especially our shoulders. So I'll show it to you from a diagonal as well. We're in a plank position. We bring our foot cross through, release this arm, touch it, back through, release the arm, back through. The trick with these is making them as slow as possible. Do my legs have to be straight? No. I mean, ideally, yes, but most of the time, especially if it's like a day after I did legs or 2 days after I do legs, almost nothing are my legs straight. Touch with which hand again? So you're touching with the hand that you're opening up to. So if I'm crossing through with my right leg, I'm using my left hand to touch it. So left foot through, right hand touches. Again, if that's too hard, totally fine. Just do mountain climbers with a twist, so you're bringing the leg all the way through. You can make them even more hard with mountain climbers and bring the leg out and through. So there's a few workups to this. Yeah, exactly. So the opposite hand. So you touch opposite hand to opposite leg because the leg is crossing through. So you're touching with the side that it's crossing through on, bringing it back together. We're going to do a total of 10 of these, which means 5 on each side, because I want them to be really stable. So not too fast, we're not trying to just jump through them. I want them really slow, really stable. This is a lot of fun. Yeah, that's what I want. I love movements like this, and I love perfecting movements like this because it's a good way of seeing your progress. All right, so in plank position, core tight, bring the leg through and touch, back to plank position, through and touch. So hold it in the plank for a second before you switch. Through and touch. Good. Through and touch. Through and touch. Good. 2 more. Good. 1 more. Good. All right, how did that feel? Can I do it on my forearm? Yeah, so on your forearm, the only difference will be you're not really going to be able to reach through in the same way, which is fine. I would just tap your knee instead of your whole foot, just because you won't have the reach. But forearm is a totally valid way to switch that if you're feeling wrist pain. But yeah, just tap your knee instead of your foot, just because it's going to be a crazy reach and probably throw you off balance. How does that feel after the first set? Does it feel hard? Does it feel easy? Are we really tired after the 5th rep? And do you feel your core working, which I want it to work most of all. You should also feel it in your legs to help stabilize. We're gonna do 2 more sets. All right. Ready? Hard more than painful. Good. So yeah, that's what I want to hear. My lack of flexibility is making it rough. Yeah, Joanna. So if you're tight or not super flexible, then totally fine. Just, you can use a little bit of bent leg. Yeah, so if it's easy, is toe straight down or are you in the side of your foot? So that's a good question. Yeah, totally fine if you're bending a little bit. If you're just not flexible or if you're really tight or just haven't stretched at all recently, probably not going to be super straight. I did legs yesterday. My legs are not straight at all today. All right, so yeah, someone asked about the foot being down or on the side. So when I twist out for this, when this foot is here, my other foot is coming slightly to the side. So it's not completely like side plank leaning on the side, but it's starting to twist where it's basically on the front half of my foot leaning downwards. So kind of just like if this was the floor, it's just like that. It's not completely straight and it's not completely turned to the side. It's just up enough to pivot on, which is kind of like what we do in climbing. We're mostly putting all of our weight on the front of the foot. But yeah, this, if it feels easy for you, I would add a little bit of extra reps. I think we can all probably add like another rep on this one because we all seem to be having fun even though it's hard. So let's do 6 reps on this next one. And again, if it feels really easy for you, I want you to slow it down even more. So really pause for 2 seconds, 2 full seconds in the plank position before you twist back out. Make everything super slow, super controlled. So when you're sticking that foot through, if it feels easy for you already, I want you to stick it through, bend, then bring it out. Bend, then bring it out. So you add an extra hold to everything. Good way of making it harder again without throwing in like 20 extra reps. All right, so let's go for another set. Again, if you're doing it on your forearm, totally fine. Just touch your knee instead of your toe. And also totally fine if your leg isn't super straight. But we want to keep our core nice and stable. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Twist in. Good. Twist in. 2, 3, 4. Good. One more. Nice. Did it feel better on the second round? Usually coordination movements like that feel easier second time around. Body takes a little bit of time to get used to it. Muscle memory kicks in. Always easier second time. Doesn't mean our muscles are less tired the second time. Just means we understand how to move a little bit better. But yeah, if you want to progress this in terms of rep count, you're feeling really easy on this, other than the holds, the usual rep range I would probably recommend on this is maybe max 10 on each side. After that, like just slowing it down. It's really all you need to do. Doing a million of these really doesn't help. I would just do other movements and maybe superset this with something either heavy on the shoulders or heavy on the core. I need to do it way slower for my coordination. Yeah, I mean, it's better for your coordination to do it slower because you think it's making it easier, but at the same time, you are controlling way more of your body. So you're probably engaging your core way more if you're doing it slower, which is better. Yeah, way better coordination, harder on abs. That's what we want. Yeah, slower is probably gonna engage your core more because you're thinking about the movement more and you're not rushing into it. On these, you never wanna go super fast. You see people fly through these all the time, especially like when they're showing you like a HIIT workout and they throw these in. And unless you're super good at them and have been doing them a long time and have a really strong core, odds are you're probably not engaging anything if you're going really fast, you're just using momentum. All right, ready for the last set? 3, 2, 1, twist in. Good. bit of arms. Gonna do those curls, and we're gonna superset them with tricep dips. So bring that chair back out. All right, so let's talk about tricep dips. If you have done them before or you haven't done them before, always can use a reminder about what your form should be, because these are the things that are really easy to start putting weight in a wrong area, mostly end up on your shoulders or on your wrists. Again, if it's really hard on your wrists, you can do the side hold that I was talking about, but make sure you keep your elbows in and not facing out like that. You want them in towards your body. So, easier version, feet in like this. Keep your body close to the chair. Straight line where my forearms are, back up. If that feels really easy, walk the feet out, and you can still be on your feet. And if you want it even harder, go just on your heels. Okay, so we're gonna do 15 of those, and then you're gonna grab your weights, and we're gonna do curls. So, grab both weights, both cans, both water bottles, whatever you want. And we're going to go slow on them. So, shoulders are back, core is tight. Bring it up. Control it slowly on the way down. Up. Slow, slow, slow on the way down. So we're gonna go for 10 tricep dips, and then we're gonna go for 10 curls on each side, immediately after each other. All right? Okay, ready? So on the bench, again, go for whatever is comfortable to you. If you also feel wrist pain on this and want it to be a little easier, then I would go for those bent legs. It's gonna take some of that weight off your arm. If your wrist pain is so bad that these just don't feel comfortable, I will give you another option, so let me know, all right? So, feet out or in, whatever is comfortable for you. Go down, breathe out on the way up. So here, 2, breathe out, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 1 more, good. And on the top of that, you should feel a squeeze through your tricep, so that's over here. Shouldn't be feeling it anywhere else, should definitely not be feeling it in your bicep. But we're gonna feel the next thing, our bicep. So grab your weights facing out, slight bend in the knee for stabilization, shoulders back, slow, 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 slow on the way up. 1, alternate. Breathe out on the way up. 2, good. 3, from the back you can see I'm not swinging into it. I'm slow and controlled and letting my bicep do all the work. Good. Keep going. 6, almost there. 7, good. 8, slow on the way down. 9, it should basically be a 2 or 3 count on the way down. So here, 1, 2, 3. Here, 1, 2, 3. All right, take a second, gonna repeat 2 more times. I like to superset triceps and biceps a lot. They're just opposing muscle groups. Really good for supersetting without necessarily tiring one out too much. But supersetting doesn't necessarily always have to be opposing muscle groups. It can be the same muscle group. It just kind of depends on what you're going for with your superset. So like the first superset we did was similar muscle groups. We were hitting the quads multiple times. So that's just trying to push the quads to max limit. Here we're just trying to go for muscle fatigue, overall muscle fatigue, while not messing up our form on either one because we're working biceps in one and triceps in one. All right, ready for the second set? For anyone with wrist pain, how did the tricep dips feel? I can give you an option that's different if the tricep dips hurt too much on your wrists. In fact, I'll just show it to you anyway. If the wrists hurt, just do overhead extensions. So if your weight's heavy, you can just use 1 and go like this. Keep the elbows in tight. So I'm here, back up. So you can switch those out, I'll hit the triceps. If your weight's light, you can do both weights, so just here up. All right, ready for the second set? 3, 2, 1, let's go for it. All right, dip, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more. Good. All right into those curls. It hurts, yeah, so do the overhead extensions instead. Your wrists won't be bending. Also, so everyone start on those curls. A good thing for you to start doing, just in terms of stabilizing your wrists, and especially on movements like this, is just wrist curls. So what that means is you just take a light weight, much lighter than this, like even just use a can, and start doing wrist curls. So you're just coming in like that. So just up through your wrist. So here, super lightweight, and then up this way through your wrist. That's how I built my wrists up. I used to constantly get wrist pain. Keep going for your curls, keep them nice and slow. Still occasionally do if I stop doing my exercises for them. I've noticed a lot, especially with climbing, like anytime I used to go on a slope where my wrist always hurt. So doing those kind of exercises were the best to build up those tendons around there. Okay, keep going. Almost there, nice and slow, 10 on each side. Good. Nice. Good, and again with the tricep overhead extensions, if you're lightweight, just bring them up together. So from here, up, keep the elbows in. If your weight is super heavy, just do one. Hold it like this, and press up. A lot of really good tricep options that don't have to be dips and don't have to hurt your wrists. Never want to be hurting in a specific area that doesn't just feel like muscle fatigue. There's always options to do something else that works the same muscle group. So there's really no reason to push through pain on anything. If anything, there's so much reason not to, because we don't want to get injured. And especially with wrist pain, wrists are really important, especially in lifting weight and climbing. So it's really good to start strengthening them, and also just in terms of like working them so they're not super tight all the time. Even if you don't have wrist pain, also really good to those wrist exercises. It's just good for those tendons anyway. All right, ready for that last set? How are we feeling? Gonna do just one core movement after this, so not too bad. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1, tricep dips, or overhead extensions, whatever you need to do. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, good. Get those weights out for the curls. Core tight. Slow up, slow up. Slow up, slow on the way down too. A little faster on the way up. On the way up, it can be a 1 count. On the way down, try and make it a 3 count or a 2 count. Good. Don't just like explode up. So I don't want to see that. I want to see this. Good. 4 more. Good. 3 more. Take out any momentum. 2 more. Good. 1 more. Nice. All right. Okay. Next, we're going to do some core. We're going to do 1 core movement today. If you've joined my workouts before, you know usually we end up doing a circuit. Just that we worked our core a lot today with a lot of these engagement movements, so we don't necessarily have to do a super long core. Plus, we're doing 10 reps on each side, so we're essentially doing 20 reps per set. That's a lot anyway. Don't need a superset. So, gonna be doing single leg V-ups today. So V-ups are great core exercises in general, but especially good for climbers. Always recommend working on your V-ups. This is a great way to work up to them if you feel like full V-ups are super hard. So, gonna be laying on the floor, back down. 1 foot's gonna be up when we come up. So we're gonna raise up to 1 foot, other foot stays down. up to one foot, other foot stays down. We want to pull with that core as we come up. So we're going to be alternating feet every time. We're going to do 10 on each side. All right? Ready? So let's go in 3, 2, and when you come up, make sure that that breath is coming out. All right? 3, 2, 1, up. Up to the opposite leg. 1, 2, good. 3, 4, 5, 6, almost there, 3 more. Good, 2 more. 1 more. Good, how did that feel? Should definitely be feeling it in your core. And the nice thing about single legs, one, they work as a workup, so if regular 2-leg V-ups feel super hard, they're a nice option just to understand that closed movement without the support of your hands. But they're also good for adding just a little bit of twist and a little bit of isolation because we're only going up to one side at a time. Love it, good. So I want, should my back be flat on the ground? So yeah, when we're down, back should be completely flat, like this. And then when we come up, you want to be up in the V position. So pulling in with the core, back up, don't let it hunch in, keep it nice and straight. I always feel those in my mid-back. Am I just forcing? Yeah, so if you're feeling it in your mid-back, you shouldn't feel it in your back at all. If you're feeling it in your mid-back, I want you to think about squeezing that core in towards your spine as you come up. So using that core squeeze as what's pulling you up, you should be able to do this movement slow because you're using your core. If you're springing up, that means you're using your back. So when I'm coming up like this, I'm squeezing, 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 squeezing to pull me up. If that still feels like it's hurting your back, do it with assistance. So same thing, hand here, hands on the floor, squeeze up. Hands on the floor, squeeze up. And just think about what your core needs to be doing to squeeze instead of getting up with momentum. If that also means you're not coming up necessarily as high, that's totally fine, but you should be feeling it, that pull in your core. All right, let's go for a second set. Let me know how it feels after this set, Nikki, all right? Okay, 3, 2, 1, down, come up. Opposite side, 2. Good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more. Good, 2 more. 1 more. Good. Did that feel any better this time, Nikki? And also just in terms of doing them more on your own, I would recommend, like, if the assisted ones feel too easy but you're still feeling it in your back on the non-assisted ones, then work up with lower reps. So do some assisted, some not assisted, but do less reps. So maybe stick to like 4 reps on each side and make them super slow and controlled. A good workup also. Better? Okay, good. Yeah, so it just takes time. Again, that pull core engagement, that's really hard. V-ups should all be core, but because it's a momentum movement, or it's possible to do with momentum, a lot of the time we end up pulling from our back. It's the same thing that happens when you're like trying to lift really heavy and just don't have the, like, or just like don't build up the strength, or try and go slower with like less reps. Most of the time you see people in the gym or somewhere just like swinging into it. It's why In terms of climbing, we always kind of want to teach going slow through something and then learning the explosiveness as well. Because you want to build up the strength before you learn explosiveness. Otherwise, injury is very likely. All right, let's do one last set. 3, 2, 1. Up. 1, 2, 3. Nice job, everyone. 4, 5, 6, almost there. 7, 8. One more. Nice. All right, nice job, everyone. So that is everything for today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I had such a fun time. All of you crushed it. We did a lot of really good hard movements today. Let me know what your favorite was, and also hop over to my Instagram. It's just pinned below. It's just Jess Naftali, Naftally. If you want to see workouts during the rest of the week when I'm not over here.